Hi guys, this is MabiWild, and today, for episode 2, we will be talking about the boars and pigs of Mabinogi. If you've always wanted to know more about the wildlife in Mabinogi, this is the series for you. Let's get into the episode. In order for you to see these creatures with your own eyes, we will ask the first question. What do the boars look like? I was able to take most of these pictures myself, but I wanted to let you know that a number of the boars found in missions may be taken directly from the wiki. Released with Generation 1 on March 27, 2008, was the original wild boar. Later, following this, was the release of the giant wild boar, with Generation 13, which was, I believe, January 21st, 2011. Karoo bush boars were then released with Pioneers of Iria starting on February 20th, 2009, and consist of the big-eared bush boar, black-eared bush boar, Maine bush boar, white-eared bush boar, and the field boss white bush boar. If you've never defeated the white bush boar, be aware that multiple spawn instead of just one. Next, we have the horned wild boars, which were released with Generation 8. This was sometime between October 2009 and December 2009, and consist of the horned wild boar in black and brown, and the volcano horned wild boar. I love how cool the volcano variant looks with all the tusks around its face. Some more variants who are not in a specific category are the plateau wild boar, released with Generation 9 on February 10th, 2010. The feral boar, released with Generation 16 sometime in June 2015. And the crystal boar, released with Generation 21 on June 14th, 2018. To finish off the variants, we'll take a look at the boar variants that show up in missions. These are the Arat boar from the Stones of Sliab Quilin, Juicy boar and Juiciest boar from the Saga Iria 2, Possessed boar from Shamala's Spirit Hunt side quest, Boar, yes just Boar, from G19's Unwanted Errand, Giant Peridot crystal boar from various Baltane missions, Onyx crystal boar from various G19 missions, Peridot crystal boar from various G19 missions, Quartz crystal boar from G19's Incidental Inevitability, Ruby crystal boar from G19's Incidental Inevitability, and Sapphire crystal boar from G19's Incidental Inevitability. Try saying that over and over again. This brings us to our second question. Where can you find the boars? I will take you to as many as I can. However, since some are in specific missions, I may not show all of the locations. So here we are at Phiode Dungeon, and we are going to enter into the Phiode Advanced version of the dungeon, because we're going to go see the giant wild boars, which are pretty much the bigger version of the regular wild boars in the intermediate version. So as you can see, after getting through the many poisonous snakes of Phiode Advanced, we have gotten to the giant wild boars, who will attack me in groups if I don't leave. So at Southeast Karoo Forest, we have the white-eared bush boar right here. And as you can see over here, it is at the South Forest Mana Tunnel. A little more west from the white-eared bush boars, we have the Maine bush boars, which I would just say are South Karoo Forest. Right near the Karoo Forest Snake Mark Mana Tunnel, we have the black-eared bush boar. It can be found among some little mushroom spiders here. The big-eared bush boars are in a little bit of a kind of tricky spot to explain, but they're slightly above the middle of Karoo Forest on the most western edge. I will show the mini-map for you guys up here. This is where they are. And they're kind of like right on the outskirts here. So when I came across the field boss, the white bush boar here in Karoo Forest, to take the pictures, there were multiple of them, as I said, but right now they are not spawned, so all I can do is really show you a kind of general area here at the northeast of Karoo Forest. They're kind of somewhere in here when they spawn. So near the Kalida exploration camp where you can find the NPCs, you will see that we have the horned wild boars, which come in both black here and brown over here, but they tend to mix together. So right in front of the Paravolcano Valley mana tunnel over there, you will see that we have the volcano horned wild boars. There's one right there, there's one right over here. But I still really like their tusks. So here we are at the Tailtean West Moongate, and right in front you will see we have the Plateau Wild Boars. They will also, if they don't show up a lot in front of the Moongate itself, they will just be more east, down the road. Now we're going to enter the Stones of Sliab Quilin here, just for a moment, so we can see the Arat Boars. Here we are at the Arat Boars. They are obviously protecting their little stones. Near the Skatach Patrol Camp Moongate, you will find the Feral Boar. If I get closer, he might attack me, who knows. In I go! So just above the outskirts of Avalon Moongate, you will see we have the Crystal Boars. Just have to go around the bend a little bit and go up here, and here they are. This one here is huge because it's ancient. So what purpose does the boar fulfill? The boar started out with us from the beginning, but it dabbled its way into the game steadily since then. Because of this steady inclusion, it has many uses. It's made Phio Dungeon less of a walk in the park for some. A good number of the boars drop leather, which is a core ingredient for many recipes within the game. There are boar fur quests you can take from the exploration quest board. It's used as a little bit of a tougher enemy in some Baltane missions. And it's a main common enemy used in the Divine Knights generations. That's all pretty solid if you ask me. What reputation does the boar have? In the real world, boars are known to be very dangerous to humans, and of course aggressive. They're also known to roam together in groups. Within Mabinogi, boars keep these traits for the most part, showing the same aggressive nature towards the player and their pet partners. We can see this happening here. Let's take a look at what other players think about the boars and pigs. What do you think about the boars and pigs of Mabinogi? Let me know in the comments. One of the players mentioned that they don't get to see pet pigs often at all, so that gives us an early answer to our next question. Are the boars domesticated? Yes, there are multiple pig pets within Mabinogi. It somehow feels as though there aren't many of them. However, if we compare the amount of them to foxes, it's almost the same. Let's start out with the first ever pig pet released on July 30th, 2008. The herb pig. This pet was incredibly useful at the start of Mabinogi's run by letting you gather herbs off of it. Following the herb pig with the same usefulness was the clover pig, released sometime in May 2009. I believe this pig was more memorable than the first due to its consistent availability. The golden pig was then released on August 9th, 2012 and has become available again multiple times throughout the years. Last, we have the baby pig, which was released on February 17th, 2016 and could be considered the most rare even if it's the most recent. The reason this pet is on the more rare side is due to it being a random award you could get from the Doki Doki Pet Box. It was limited only to the 2016 version of the box. Now it's time for our final question. Are there any accessories? This will actually be a sort of short one to answer, since for some reason boar and pig fashion isn't released often. Here is the short list of what you can find. The clover pig hat, clover pig costume, piggy raincoat, pig knife, pig table, pig ladle, and pig cooking pot. Ironically, I have a funny story for you guys regarding the piggy raincoat. As I was researching for the fashion of this creature, I came across the piggy raincoat as a listing under the auction house. I thought to myself, I don't remember there being a pig raincoat, and immediately checked the dressing room for it. It didn't appear in the pages, and I went around asking players in some Discord servers about the item. Nobody had a really clear answer about it, besides that it might have just been skipped when releasing other raincoats. So I also talked to a friend about it. They brought up how I could have possibly found an item that was being given to the players for visiting the upcoming convention at the time. And lo and behold, The very next day, it was officially announced on the Mabinogi Twitter. It would be really funny if they saw my post asking about it and decided to make it a part of the event. Anyway, that is all we have for this episode of MabiWild. If there was any incorrect information given at any point, feel free to let me know in the comments. I'd also like to make sure to thank the Mabinogi World Wiki for providing us with a large chunk of the game's trivia and history. Take care, everyone!